Global Everything TV.
What's going on, guys? We got a new episode of Global Everything TV. Today I got a special guest.
Yeah.
If you in the Richmond area, I'm sure you done seen his face before. If you ain't seen his face, I'm sure you heard a lot of beats that he done produced. This guy, he been doing this thing for quite some time. He done worked with a pretty much, I want to say, at least about 85% of all artists in Richmond.
Yes.
Definitely the rappers, you know what I'm saying? He done worked with a whole lot of hot rappers, probably some not so hot rappers, but you know, he been doing this thing. And I just want to salute you, man, because I feel like right now you probably definitely top three producers. You know, on consistency, number one. Number two, just the quality and the sound is dope. And then just from networking and working with different people, like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Some producers might only work with one artist,
Right.
but I seen you made a post on Facebook today. You know, if you need beats, email me. You trying to get your sound out to all these different artists.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? You got a good sound on Richmond, man. You doing your thing definitely. So without further ado, we got EJ on the beat.
Salute. What's going on? EJ on the beat, man. Shout out to Global TV. What's happening?
Y'all already know. So let's just get it out, man. Let's tell the people, when did you first get started doing beats? Like, was you a producer first, or was you a rapper turned producer?
I was a rapper turned producer.
Okay.
I was shout out to my brother, Rollo Bang. Me and him started together. We was doing the rapping thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my cousin, Eternal Beats.
Okay.
He the one who showed me how to make beats. Me and Rollo, we was going to the studio. We was, rapping, and Eternal Beats, he was making the beats, and he just showed me how to work it. And he shot me a laptop one day, like, man, I see you taking this serious, so you take it and you rock with it, and that's what I did.
But when was this? What year was this?
Oh man, don't give me the line, man.
How old you is now, by the way?
I'm 25.
Okay.
This
You're
was
an OG.
This had to be when I was about 14 years old.
Oh damn, you been doing it for a minute.
For a long time, yeah.
When would you say you really got that good polished sound? Because I know a lot of producers, when they starting off, they still trying to find their sound. They trying to find their style. When do you feel like, I got it now, I'm dope now? You know what I'm saying?
It was when I started working on Real Recognize Real with Ed the Realist.
Okay.
So shout out to Ed the Realist. That's when I found my sound. That's when I was like, okay, this is me right here. You know, me and him started working together.
Was that the first artist you worked with, like out of Richmond?
No, I was working with Young A out of Richmond first.
Okay.
That's my cousin too. Shout out to Young A and BDE. I was working with him first. He was the first artist who really took me serious with the beats, because at that time, you gotta understand, my beats wasn't sounding how they sound now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was working with Young A first, and he was just like, he picky with beats. Like, he real picky. But he knew my shit was hot. Like, he knew it was hot, but he was just like, it wasn't his swag. You know, he linked me and Ed together. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that happened.
So what would you say you think made you better? Like, you know, him being picky? Because, like, based on what you're saying, I'm thinking, okay, he picky, it make me go harder.
Right.
Do some harder shit.
Right.
Was that the reason why you got better over time?
Right, yeah, because everybody that was around me at that time when we, BD, Straight Ola, everybody that was around me at the time, we all kept it real. Like, if I made a beat and it sucked, they'll tell me, like, hey, bro, bro, that shit whack, bro. Like, play me something else, or make me something harder. You gotta come harder, like, and that's what made me go harder.
Yeah.
Like, all of them that was around me, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all kept it real with each other. We all kept it on.
So let's talk about your influences. Who was you influenced by? You say you've been doing this since about 14. Like, what producers you looked up around that time?
Around that time, when I first started, I looked up to, I listened to a lot of Jeezy. So his producer was Shawty Red.
Yeah, definitely.
So Shawty Red was one of my favorite producers. Gucci was another one of my favorite producers. Zaytoven, of course. Yeah. Zaytoven is, to this day, my favorite producer. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that was my inspiration. I wanted to be like them. Then when I got better, I looked up to, you know, producers that was in my own city.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like to this day, I look up to Beat Billionaire. I look up to Young Land. I look up to Joe Skeet. I look up to all of them that, you know, been doing this. You know what I'm saying? So
All heavy hitters within the city.
right. I look up to them. Big shout out to all of them.
So what's that EJ sound? I know you say you like Zay,
Right.
a lot of those cats. Did you like use some of their kits, or you pretty much got your own sound? You got your own kit.
I used a lot of the sound kits, you know, but I took what I had from them and made my own.
Yeah.
You know, I can take a Zaytoven kit and do what I do with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't take it and say, oh, I need to make a beat like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I take it and say, look, I want to do this. Or if I'm working with this artist, I'm like, yo, I know he need a beat like this. You know, I can go off of the artist sound. So I basically just feed off of the artist.
So this is actually was one of my later questions since we talking about beats and we talking about sounds. I know Young Esco made a post recently. What did he say? He said I know people coming at you trying to get that Young Esco sound.
Right.
You got a lot of people hitting you up trying to get that Rich Gang sound?
Of course. Definitely.
What they be saying though? Like,
I mean, I'm gonna put it to you like this: a lot of people say it without saying it.
Yeah.
Because people don't like to, you know, be like, yo, look, man, that song y'all did, it influenced me to do it. You know what I'm saying? So instead of saying, you know, that influenced me, I want something like that, a lot of people just, you know, just say it without saying it. So, you know, I understand what they mean by it, and I understand why they want that sound, because, you know, shout out to Young Esco too. That was my first World Star song that I produced that made it on World Star. So big salute to my dog for that. You know what I'm saying? For coming to me for that. You know what I'm saying? That's the first one that made it on World Star. I appreciate him for that.
So as far as the learning process, how did you learn how to make beats? Was it the YouTube tutorials, or you pretty much just learned from scratch?
I learned from my cousin that introduced me to FL Studio, because that's what I use, by the way, and the rest of it just came from me just vibing with artists. I think the artists made me better. If it weren't for me rocking with the artists, you know, because like I said, I was rocking with Ed, and you know what I'm saying, that developed the sound, a steady sound. Then I was working with, you know, Delk, you know, Gnarly, all of them. That took my sound to another lane, you know, and that, you know, I really appreciate it. Like that shit.
How many upcoming producers came to you for advice on trying to develop their sound? A lot of producers definitely talk to me on a daily basis. You know, asking me for advice on you know, your sound, getting other artists on your beats, and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And all I tell them is, you know, the biggest piece of advice I got was to build relationships with the artists. You build a good relationship with the artist, and, you know, they rock with you. You know, real recognize real. So it's easy, you know. So let's talk about clientele. Like, was it hard or was it easy for you to build your clientele and actually get people to want to actually purchase your piece, opposed to going on YouTube and get that beat with 100 purchase your track now on it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or trying to get the hook up because, you know, they feel like, oh, that's my homeboy, he gonna hook up. Was it hard trying to get people to actually pay what you trying to sell your beats for?
Yeah, definitely. Because you're gonna look at your beat like it's your baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna look at your beat like you look at your shoes. Like, if somebody come up to you and you got on a fresh pair of J's and somebody say like, yeah, let me get them J's up off you for $20, you gonna look like, what the fuck? Like, do you see what I got on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, man, it's kind of hard to find that balance, especially like what you said with like your homies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you my boy, but business is business.
Yeah,
I'm running a business here. I got mouths to feed and everything, just like you. And you know what I'm saying? I look at it like it's me personally. I look at it like, man, the engineer get paid, the what it is, the man to do your graphics, your shirts, all of that. All of these people get paid. Like, so why shouldn't the producer get paid? You know what I'm saying? And the producer is the first person you hear on the song. You know what I'm saying? When the song come on, you hear the beat first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is the producer. So I feel like the producer should definitely get something, you know what I mean, up front for it. You know what I'm saying? Even more, because it's not easy. And a lot of people don't see that until you tell them, like, all right, well, look, you make a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go over here and you make the beat. And then they understand, like, okay, like, it's a big difference without it.
So what would you say the most you probably got off a beat? You want to put that out there.
Oh, man.
Couple hundred, couple thousand?
I said a couple hundred. I ain't made it to a couple thousand.
Okay.
If I made it up there, I have a lot to show for it. Definitely. But yeah, I made a lot though. Especially over the years.
Yeah.
Over the years I definitely made a lot. But at one time, I to be honest, over the money, I like I said, the relationships I built with people, and because that's what got me more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I did the Capo the Don Young Dolph record. You know what I'm saying? And it's because of the relationship that we got, that he hit me up for that beat. You know what I'm saying? When an artist hit you up for a record like that, he could have hit up anybody for that, but he hit me up. So you know what I'm saying? It's the relationships I appreciate more than the money.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about you and Ed. Like, I know you said y'all first hooked up on a Real Recognized Real project. How did that whole collaboration come about?
I heard some songs he did with Young A.
Okay.
And I kept asking Young A, like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? And he was just like, man, I'm gonna take you, I'm gonna take you and introduce you to him. And then I met him, and when I met him, it's a song he got called Salute on Real Recognized Real. We did that first. And that's the first beat I ever gave him. And then after that, we started working more. He'll come to the crib. That's how we made that sound. The sound that we have together. He would come and sit down with me, and like we'd just sit there till we get it right. Like we'll sit down and I'll make a beat, and he'll let me finish it and tell me like, I don't really rock with that one.
Yeah.
I don't like that one. You know what I'm saying? I make another one. It don't take me nothing like 5-10 minutes. So I make another one right there on the spot. And then next thing I know, we making hits that I'm hearing on the mixtapes. So
what would you say is your favorite song that y'all probably made together?
Oh man, that's a
y'all
tough
got
one.
so many.
Right, that's a tough one. I'ma probably have to say I'ma probably have to say that's a tough one, man. You stuck.
I'm gonna let you
that.
think about that. We can come back to that.
Alright, yeah, you stuck with that one.
Was you surprised at how much success he done had? Cause I'm gonna tell you, my first time hearing him on the Real Recognized Real project, it was actually Speaking My Mind. I remember getting a copy of that, and I heard like EJ on the beat like 100 times.
Right.
And man, you got together. I didn't even know that was you till later on.
Right.
But
yeah, I remember.
you know what I'm saying? EJ on the beat. EJ on the beat. Like, was you surprised at how much he done took off?
Nah, not really. Because I got a real good ear for music. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody talented, I know.
Yeah.
And that's what I think helps me, because I rock with somebody before they you know, before they started getting their success in their music. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been on every single last one of Ed mixtapes that he put out as far as production.
Yeah.
And nah, I definitely wasn't surprised because when I first heard him, like I said, I was asking my cousin, I was like, bro, who is that? Like, cause I was rocking with him, and this one he used to record in his crib. You know what I'm saying? Like I was rocking with him then, so I had an ear for it then. Like, yo, he got it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was already rocking with him, so yeah, I'm definitely not surprised, and I'm not gonna be surprised when I hear him across the states.
I'm sure you're gonna be good once he do officially get on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's my brother.
So who else you feel like you got a good sound with? That you done made plenty of hits with. I know you mentioned Delt.
Yeah. Me and Delt, we got a real good sound together. Like, you know what I'm saying? He reminds me of like back what I said I look up to.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I was a big Shawty Red and Jeezy fan, Gucci and Zaytoven fan. Me and him, when we linked up and I did Born in the Kitchen, me and him did that. We was linking up and we was rocking and we built that sound together. You know what I'm saying? I just hollered at him, shout out to King Delt. And yeah, bro, like I feel like I got a real good sound with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we, you know what I'm saying, linked up and we still doing music together.
Would you say like most people you work with, like Ed and Delt, do y'all work in the studio side by side, or sometimes you might send them all the tracks and they just do their thing with them, but then you hear the finished product later?
It's usually like in the beginning we usually link up more. You know what I'm saying? That's how you build their relationship with them. You know what I'm saying? Where it's kind of like regardless of whatever, like this is my brother, so if he in the studio and he need me, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? We build their relationship, and then afterwards, you know, once the success of the mixtapes and all of that take off, I might be in the studio with this artist for the next 3 days, and he might be doing his thing. So being that we can't link up, I just shoot you some beats through the email. You know what I'm saying? Or we talk on the phone as much as possible or whatever, you know. But it's mostly in the beginning while we building. You know, we building that sound.
I know y'all did a couple of beats and hooks together and y'all was selling those too.
Right.
Did that work out pretty good?
Yeah, definitely, man. And we gonna do some more. We was talking about that the last time I linked up with him. We was talking about doing some more hooks on the beats, and we working on you know, writing songs, because that's a big part of the industry. You know, a lot of people don't write their own music, and if you don't, that's fine. You know, however you get it out, you might have the delivery that we may need. You know, so
that's another way to kick the door down.
Right? Yeah. So that's how we got to get in there. Get in there. How we got to get in there. As long as we put Richmond on the map, that's all that matters.
What about the Ghetto series? You gonna be involved in that too?
I'm involved as a part is just supporting. You know what I'm saying? That's my big brother. So you know, whatever he's doing, I'm gonna support it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm behind the scenes on it. You know what I mean? I'm behind the scenes.
So what about, have you reached out to people outside of Richmond as far as working with them?
Definitely. Yeah. I reached out to a lot of people.
What about the industry people?
Yeah, I reached out to a lot of industry people. I reached out to OJ the Juice Man, and
I remember you posted.
Yeah, he hit me back. It's a couple real niggas in the game that are, you know, no matter how big they is or how, you know, how small I may be to the industry, you know, that'll still reach back out to you and holler at you, even if, you know, they don't feel like Chief Keef reached out to me before, you know what I'm saying? Like everything, like it's some people in the industry that, you know, they'll just reach out to you to tell you like, I rock with your music, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people like that I rock with. And there's some people I don't knock the ones that don't reach back out, because I'm quite sure they DMs is full. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be, but I just reach out just because it's a chance. It's like rolling dice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you though, like, say if you reach out to, let's say Future hits you up, he want to beat.
Right.
Do you charge him that crazy number to try to make as much money off it as you can, or you try to build that relationship and you might give him something for the low just because you know it's Future. He might potentially put this on a mixtape.
Right.
Next thing you know, millions of people hear your track.
I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. I'm gonna give you a true story. Bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a true story. When I mentioned Chief Keef,
Mm-hmm.
He reached out to me for a beat.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He posted on his Twitter that, you know, he wanted a beat and he wanted producers to send him beats, and I sent him some beats. But I didn't send him a whole beat. I sent him snippets of beats.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he hit me back and he wanted a full beat. So I didn't know what to do because at that time, this was a couple years ago, I didn't know the business, like talking about it. So I was like, should I send him this beat, the whole beat, or what should I do? You know what I'm saying? So I'm calling a whole bunch of people. A lot of people telling me like, man, that's Chief Keef. He got bands.
Yeah.
Charge him. Like, light his ass up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? And I regret it to this day because I could have built a relationship with him that would have made me more money.
Yeah.
Just because his name is big enough. If his name is on my beat, you know what I'm saying? It's big enough. Just like when I did the record with Capo the Don and Dolph. You know what I'm saying? After I did that, it made me a lot more money because people looked at it like, man, damn, this nigga got a jump with Dolph. And that's all it took. But I learned that years later. Yeah. If I would have known that with Chief Keef, I'd have a hit with Chief Keef right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just learning. I'm learning from all the mistakes. You know what I'm saying? All the mistakes. I'm just learning.
Glowbird Thing TV.